episode of Atomic Vinyl Reviews. My name is Jacob, and today I've got another unboxing video for you guys. So, I'm just going to dive right into this one. I'm actually just going to make this one a fairly quick unboxing video and hopefully do a much more in-depth review of this thing, whatever it may be, in the very near future. I'm not actually 100% sure what's in here. It could be a couple of things, because I do have a few pre-orders on their way at the moment, but I do have a fairly good idea of what I think it is, so we'll see about that in a second. So I'm just going to pull off the little label at the front here, get that out of the way, gently slice across the top. Of course, I don't want to damage whatever is inside here, whatever box that may be. That should be enough. Let's see. Is this what I think it is? So far, so good. Looking promising. Got a nice box, bubble wrap. Let's try and slide it out. See if it'll flop out on its own. Almost. There we go. Okay. Fairly big box, so that's good. Because I think, and I'm not going to say it until I actually see the label, yes, just what I was expecting. Well, one of the things I was expecting, Godzilla Ultima by SH MonsterArts. So this is the Godzilla Singular Point anime version of Godzilla brought to life in classic MonsterArts form. Oh, I can't wait to get this one in hand. I've generally got sort of fairly mixed feelings on the design, but mostly positive. I think it does look cool, and he was really awesome in the anime itself. And the figure itself, from what I've seen, may have some minor paint issues here and there, but again, I have to see it in person. But from what I've seen in photos, sculpt-wise and size-wise, this thing should be really impressive. But I'm just a little worried about the paint. What I've seen in other people's pictures is some of the teeth and the eyes can be a bit sloppy, and the nails on like his hands and feet, they seem to have no shading on them or anything, which is, I guess, accurate to the anime, but it's just kind of odd for MonsterArts not to have shading. So this will be interesting. It's a very different design to Godzilla 2. Ooh, just what I was hoping for, a nice big red box. Godzilla Ultima written in Japanese and English. Flop it upside down, see if it'll slide out. It's probably the easiest way. There we go. Wow. Alright. Let's start off by taking a nice look at the box. So I'm assuming this is the front. Lovely shot of Godzilla there. Really cool, nice stylized writing all around him, that big red fog, just like he had in the show. Now, I've actually been meaning to do a video about the show for a very long time, so I do apologize I've never got around to it, but my overall impression of the show was very positive. With, minor caveats here and there, but compared to most people, I think I definitely enjoyed Singular Point a lot more than Monster Planet, the previous Godzilla anime, for example. So I think they're definitely on the right track with this one. But there we go. A little side shot of him there. Some glossy writing, which is good to see from MonsterArts. So this is web exclusive, I'm assuming, because it came in that cardboard box. No clear panels on this box anywhere. But yeah, it's jam-packed full of pictures of the version of Godzilla. Of course, the first thing you notice is just the huge tail on this thing. I'm curious how this tail stacks up to Shin Godzilla's, for example. And of course, the really odd-looking face design. There we go. And of course, this guy should also come with some little minis of Jet Jaguar. And I'm definitely going to be getting the MonsterArts version of this Jet Jaguar when that releases as well. I'm really excited for that. Alright, I'm going to open it from underneath, and the only way we can really do that is just gently to cut these tabs of tape. There we go. already smell the fresh MonsterArts plastic, which is very, very exciting. Oh, it's always a good day when you get a brand new MonsterArts, a brand new MonsterArts sculpt. Completely, wow. Oh, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling, guys. Look at that. This thing's heavy, actually. Whoa. Oh, okay. He comes with 2 separate heads. That's interesting. I guess one is just like a very, very open, wide jaw. You already can see the little minis here of Jaguar. They're so tiny. And then you got this massive, massive MonsterArts here. It is quite big. It looks to be in proportion with, say, the Shin Godzilla one or the... where is he? The previous anime one. Which is this guy here, the Monster Planet one. So they seem to be roughly in that sort of scale. So the bigger MonsterArts scale. It even has this like extra bit of cardboard up the back here for support. So that's new. But just like your classic MonsterArts, I'm assuming this will just pop out like so. Yep, there we go. Clear clamshell plastic. Smells very fresh. Very, very fumey, which is great. Just good memories. Good memories. And there he is. Look at that. Okay, so what's the safest way of pulling this guy out? But if you just slide him out, oh, I love how heavy he feels just instantly. I'm hoping nothing pops off of him, because, you know, you never like that when you pull out a fresh MonsterArts and just stuff pops off, but I've heard good things. So, pull off the huge, huge bit of plastic on his tail, and, oh, this thing is, wow. Okay, the segments are actually spread out a bit more than you'd expect from MonsterArts on this tail, but it is so huge, it really doesn't matter. I think this is easily the biggest tail on a MonsterArts, and I'm counting the Shin Godzilla one. The Shin Godzilla's ones are quite flimsy. They kind of tend to fall and fall apart at times, so I'm kind of worried about bringing him down to actually compare. But this is definitely a little bit longer. Not hugely longer, but definitely it's good bulk to it. There's his face, that really weird looking face. Not actually too displeased with the paintwork on him, which is good to see. And then I think some of these joints in his neck need a little bit of realigning just to get him perfect, but wow. Again, what I was telling you guys about, he's got the really bright glossy paint on his claws here, which doesn't look half bad. Again, this guy is an anime Godzilla, so it is converting what is essentially a cartoon into a physical 3D object in figure form. If it's accurate to the anime, then I'm happy they went with that way rather than trying to over-stylize it, I guess. The spines, I like them. They got really cool design, and I like this sort of red tree-like veins going through them. I'll just kind of show you how he came out of the box. I'm sorry the lighting is a little bit harsh on him. It's just coming out of sunset around now, so I'm mainly using my lamps around me to get the lighting, and then it gets a little bit harsher than I would like for you guys, but there. Good sense of his face. Of course, the pose isn't great because he's just kind of flopping out. I've seen this guy when posed right, looks really, really, really cool. Yeah, the fins. Yeah, nothing too crazy going on with the paints. They generally flat surfaces of paint. He's just standard charcoal gray down his body. Nice bright, fairly pale gray on the spines with those red highlights. No real shading on him in any areas that I can tell. A bit of gray going down his spikes on his chest there. Great detail work. And this guy, the engineering they put into these things, just to get that articulation and to make it so smooth and seamless. It's really great. And of course you can see plenty of seams on him now, but like when we actually set him up, you guys will see he will definitely be looking a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna put him down for a sec, and we can... I'll have to fiddle with him off camera to get him really nice and, you know, working. But let's take a look at what else is in this box. We do have the little minis in here, and I think... How do we get to them? Okay, they just kind of pull out, and then you got this separate little box. So there's a separate little box, and I don't know why they're unpainted, but I guess that would have just been too much extra effort, but since they still decided to include them, that's kind of odd. But regardless, let's first of all, I want to see what's up with this head. I think it might have a fixed jaw. Yeah, so no articulation on the jaw on this piece by the looks of it. So this is just like a full-on roaring or beam jaw effect part. The teeth are actually quite nicely painted on this one, I think, compared to maybe the stock head, so that's interesting. And then right here we've got little I'm already dropping bits, that's why I'm afraid to do this on camera, but I think these little stands that kind of clip on their feet. But other than that, we got two tiny little Jaguars, and just to kind of show you what they're meant to look like, we got the Bandai. Yeah, this is the Bandai vinyl. I do also actually have the Bandai vinyl of this thing, which is about the same size, but has a much shorter tail. I can tell you guys that straight up. I'm excited to see when they actually do release that Jet Jaguar. Just those two paired is just going to be so great. I'm a huge fan of Jet Jaguar, and I'm really glad that they did bring him back for this anime and actually took him seriously. Like, I know this kind of doesn't look like they took him seriously, but when they upgraded him with the legs and everything, much better. Really cool. I'm struggling with this little neck piece here, and I think I might have to tweak this off screen, because I don't really want to... When I do this stuff on screen, stuff tends to be done a lot less wisely. So I'm going to be tweaking his neck a little off screen, and by the time you'll see him, I'll be able to pose him properly. But there's something about this joint here, and the way these spikes aren't coming up over the top of these, and it's just not moving right, that leads me to believe that there's some janky issue with that neck there. But it should be pretty easy to fix if I just pop off some ball joints, put it back on. So far, digging this thing. It's very cartoony, very wide thighs going around here on the hips. Very different legs for Godzilla, a lot more dinosaur-like, but also, I guess, more cartoony. And just a really, really dramatic, sort of overemphasized pose. But I think, what I'm seeing so far, I'm digging it. Got a nice level of detail on him. Nothing about the paint really screams that it's kind of poorly done, although I do wish the gray, you know, I wish there was a little less flat, but I guess it's got to kind of match what we saw in the anime, so that's fair. That's fair, I guess. So, I'll spend some time with this guy off screen and hopefully put out a full review of this guy sometime in the near future. Fingers crossed. I know I'm really slow to get to these things, so who knows, but that's the plan. So yeah. That's it for this quick little unboxing, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did, and I will see you in the next one. But until then, may all your vinyl be radiated vinyl. Over and out. Bye.